Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Zesty Thoughts with your host, Annábla. This is episode 51. I hope everyone's having an amazing week and your summer's been like ethereal and fun, and hopefully you're getting some rest too. I've been chatting with all my students the last few weeks. I'm just checking in. Like, are y'all relaxing? Are you sleeping in? Are you staying up late? Are you like rotting a little bit? And it seems like most of them have been. So I'm like, yay, that's what summer's for. So I hope you've been doing the same, been relaxing and enjoying the nice weather and taking the time to just like have a little bit of like a mental, spiritual reset. I work in the summer. I work with kids, but I work like all year round. So if you're lucky enough to take time off, do it. If not, stay in that zone. You feel me? That like relax, like, give yourself a little bit of space in your schedule if possible. Spread it out a little bit and enjoy it. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm honing in on that. And my summer's been great so far. This past weekend, I went to Pismo Beach area. Like we went to Pismo Beach, one other beach, I forgot the name. My mom and I drove up there and visited my grandma and grandpa and one of our cousins, and we got to spend some just like chill family time. Walked around, had some good food, had some insane coconut shrimp, y'all. That was like delicious. We just had a really nice chill weekend. After we went to the beach, we drove to like downtown Slow. I had never been there. I didn't realize how like cute and quaint it was. So I really liked it. I was like, wait, this is cute, especially for like a college town, you know? So we hung out at like a coffee shop for like a little bit, sipped on some coffee and just like chilled and talked and like bonded, had some good family bonding time. So that was a really nice, restful, but like connected weekend with family, if that makes any sense. So it was really good. I feel very rested and refreshed. I've really just been feeling that. I told y'all an episode or two ago that Cancer season has been treating me very well. And I'm just like going with it, y'all. I'm rolling with all of the good vibes. So yeah, I did go to the eye doctor last week. I have an astigmatism, but like one of my eyes was like not as bad as the other last year. Then I went this year and he was like, yeah, your eyes are pretty much even now. I was like, great. So do I need new glasses? The glasses I have, I really, really like. I literally like spent more money to get like cute Prada frames because I was like, they're cute and I'm going to wear them all the time, like for work especially. But also like when I work on music and I'm working on a computer, like production stuff, I'm going to be wearing glasses like a lot. So I want them to be cute and durable and like, you feel me? So I spent a lot of money on them just to like literally need a new pair a year later. But it's okay. I got some really cute ones. They're very different. The other ones I have were kind of like a chunkier frame, not super chunky, but like chunkier frame, cat eye style, like a dark brown. Like I loved them and I immediately knew that I wanted them when I saw them because they matched my like hair color perfectly. And I was like, wait, these are going to be perfect because they're not going to be too like high contrast. That was one thing I wanted to avoid. Like I want them to be like medium to larger size frames, but like the color, I don't want them to be like super strong contrast. So when I was looking for them, I was thinking of that and they were perfect. So I'm kind of sad I won't be able to use them anymore, but I will have them as backups. And yeah, I'm so excited. I'll show you guys my new frames. I'm waiting for them to get delivered. But so I got new frames, new personality. I'm going to start Leo season strong. You feel me? But yeah, oh my God, I have an amazing update, you guys. So I told you all about my cat who we had to take to the vet. We're still unsure. We thought maybe she had a stroke. The vet was like, cannot confirm or deny unless we like do other scans and stuff. But for sure, she was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. So we got her on medication and the vet was like, okay, we have to, because she was literally under 4 pounds at the time that we took her in. She's 15, mind you. So she was like getting skinnier as she aged naturally, which like most cats do. Everyone pretty much does, even humans. But like that, we didn't realize she was that. skinny. And so he was like, okay, well, I want her on like half of a tablet of the thyroid medication. But if she doesn't tolerate it well, we have to like taper it on. So we ended up having to do that because she did not tolerate it well, like right at the beginning. She was like getting sick a lot. So we tapered it from like an eighth in the morning, an eighth at night, like an eighth of a little tiny tablet. Like it's so small. If you've ever seen the B12 pills from Trader Joe's, it's like that small. It's like the tiniest little pill ever. And my mom's a nurse, so she like already had a pill cutter in the house, which like, I don't know if anyone else can relate. If anyone else has a family member that's in like the medical field, they always have the most random shit at home that like no one else, like no, the average person would never, like my mom has like medical scissors, like medical grade, like sharp ass scissors, but it's like good to have something like that sometimes. Bandages, first aid kit, like on steroids, alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, like gauze, like like she just has like basically like a medical arsenal in this house at all times. But a pill cutter, she just like also randomly had. And so we were cutting it up into eighths, which is crazy. We couldn't really physically do that. We had to cut it in half and then in half again and mix the quarter with like water. And she's like, okay, we're going to mix it with like 2 cc's of water and then shake it really good and then split 1 cc in the morning, 1 cc at night. And I'm like, okay, girl. So we've been very meticulous and like making sure she's getting the right dose and that she's tapered on. She is now tapered on to half of a pill in the morning and half a pill at night. So it's taken us like a month or two to do that because we were like raising the dose every like 2 weeks. So the good news is that, since she had her weird episode, stroke thing, whatever it was, she obviously was like, I think she was nervous after it happened and scared by what she experienced because she had like temporary vision loss. So you could tell that she was like nervous doing certain things. She was kind of like in that moment was like scared to jump up on the couch and all this stuff, but like slowly has like gotten like back to normal, like more comfortable. We've also noticed that she's gained a little weight, which is really good. She's at the beginning, one of the biggest like signs of hyperthyroid was like always hungry, always thirsty, and just like constantly begging, but like not gaining any weight. So the doctor was like, yeah, it's like very clearly that because she's so skinny and you say she's been doing that. She hasn't been begging as much. She's eating a little slower when she does go to eat. We used to have to refill her water bowl like religiously. And now it's like a little bit more like normal, if that makes sense. But yeah, so we're really, really happy that she's doing well. She's doing so well to the extent that like she's actually playful again. Because since that kind of episode that she had, she hasn't been wanting to play at all. And prior to that, she was very active. She would like sprint through the house. She would like leap off of, like sprint up onto the couch, run across the whole length of the couch, jump off of it and sprint down the hall. Like she was like doing full on little kitty workouts here, you guys. And she would play, she loves playing with Q-tips, but we have to like cut off the ends because we don't want her to like get the cotton in her mouth or anything. So we would cut off the ends of a Q-tip and just like throw the sticker on, and she's obsessed with it. It's like one of her favorite toys. And she'd play with the string, anything, a bottle cap, like any random like little thing. She would just love to chase around. And then since she had that episode, she like wasn't really playful at all. But this week, there's been a massive turn in her activity and her like energy, and she's been very like spunky and playful. And we played with her with the Q-tip yesterday, and it was like the cutest thing ever. Me and my dad were like, oh my God, she's playful again. Like it was just like the biggest relief ever. She's 15, so like every moment that we get with her, any moment that her life is extended, like we're obviously so freaking grateful because she's 15. She's an old girl, but like we're just so happy to see her happy and like playful and like thriving again, it seems like. So yay! Like little victory there, a little something to celebrate. And a positive note to start the pod on, because I know sometimes I start with like some really abysmal shit. So I'm sorry in advance for that. But yeah, oh my gosh, I think this was actually 2 weeks ago. I have a bunch of notes actually from last week's pod episode that I just like didn't even get to. And I'm trying to keep the episodes around 30 minutes to 45 minutes. When I have guests, like they go longer, obviously, because we be gabbing. But I'm trying to keep like the typical pods around that length. So I have a bunch of notes from last week that I still have to go over. I think this was last Tuesday, actually. I normally have a student in Malibu in like the afternoon/evening, like around 6. But I didn't have the student last week. And so my dad and I were like, let's go see the sunset. Because that's just like been a thing in my family, pretty much a tradition for like forever. If we are available to go see the sunset, if none of us are like lazy, falling asleep, tired, exhausted, like from travel, who knows what, from work. But if we are all physically willing and able to, we will drive to go see the sunset. I've been blessed enough to always like live by the ocean. So it's always that ocean sunset, you feel me? Which in my opinion is on par with mountain sunsets, because there's just something about sunsets when you're in the mountains that hit a little different. Like a sunset in like the Coachella Valley, like Palm Springs, like anywhere, like in that area, those sunsets hit different. Some of my favorite sunset photos are from like valley or mountainous areas. But yeah, I think that beaches are like pretty much right up there. And I'm trying not to like be too biased because I've always been a beach girl, but literally we went to go watch the sunset and we were so disappointed because it was just like one of those days where for those of you that don't know, if you're not like a beach person, you've never grown up around the beach, certain times of year, pretty much most times of year, except for like during heat waves, there's always like marine layer. If you don't know what marine layer is, look it up. Maybe I'll put a little picture here. And so we pull up Palisade Park and there's like this thick ass marine layer. And we're like, we're not going to even see the sunset. And even if we do, there's like not going to be any pretty colors. Like we're not going to be able to see anything. And the sky itself was like clear, no clouds. So we were like, what's the point? Like there aren't even clouds to turn pink or purple or orange, So we were just chilling down there for a while, kind of just people watching, chilling. And I spotted like a tiny hummingbird. Now I know hummingbirds are small, but I'm convinced that this was like not a fully grown hummingbird because we do have a hummingbird that frequents our front yard here. And it's just like a normal size hummingbird. I don't know. I know what a normal size hummingbird is because of seeing that one all the time. So I clocked this like tiny hummingbird and I was already like trying to take pictures anyway. And I went, oh my God. So I took all these cute ass videos of this hummingbird. This hummingbird just like stopped on this little branch and it was like really windy. So the wind was blowing and he just like closed his eyes and he was just resting on this little twig. I was like, oh my God, so little. I'm going to put the video here because you're going to die. It was so cute. So it just chilled. It took like a little siesta, but it was scaring me because the wind was strong and you could see it was just on this twig, like getting like pushed by the wind. I was like, oh my God, don't get pushed off from the wind. But I'm sure it was gripping on for dear life, taking a little siesta, little nap in the breeze. And then it like started to fly again and it like got some like dinner and went to a few of the different flowers on the plant, like got a little dinner. And then it just flew off and it was so cute. I'm going to put videos here because it just like made me smile. It was like the cutest thing ever. I just love animals so much. For those of you that don't know, I've always been an animal lover. I know everybody says they are, but like I just like childlike joy and childlike giddiness, like wonder. I just like geek out for animals. They don't even have to be like small animals, like baby animals. I just think all animals are cute. And I just like love being around them and connecting with them. And like, I don't know, just like sharing vibes with like non-humans is so like therapeutic to me in a way, if that makes sense. I'm sure there's a lot of people that relate to that. Like being out in nature is one thing. It's very therapeutic. It like gets you to connect, gets you to ground, it gets you to like clear your head a little bit. But like being around non-human animals, I feel like is like the most peaceful form of like connecting with another living being that exists. So I love it so much. So I'll put that video so y'all can see it was super cute. On to the next segment. I'm a little bit salty. I getting back into my fitness journey, as you all know, after my accident. And I literally was like in my head saying, okay, I'm like doing some yoga. I'm doing some stretching every day. Like, but I used to swim a lot. Like I used to do competitive swim when I was a kid. And then I did like a swim class in college just because like I felt like it and I had free time. And I was like, well, fuck it. Like I'm already paying tuition. I might as well load up my schedule and just like do any random class that I can, and just take advantage of the tuition that I'm already paying. So I enrolled in like a swim class my senior year, and I had a lot of fun. It was like pretty easy because it wasn't really like, they didn't really have like an advanced class, and I was not about to take water polo. That's like that's like a little, I'm like, I can swim, but that's like a little bit too much for me. Like I'm not on that level for sure. But it was like so much fun. And so I was like, okay, I haven't swam in a while, like swim. And I have cap and goggles, swimsuit. I have all the shit I need. I'm going to just start like swimming like 1 or 2 days a week, especially in the summer. It's like the perfect time. I roll into my gym last week and the pool is temporarily closed. Yay, right when I wanted to swim. Thank you so much for that. Literally this entire, year and a half that I've had this gym membership, I've literally never used the pool once. And then right when I want to use it, it's closed. I mean, that day I wasn't going to like actually swim. I just like went to do like cardio and like sauna and stuff. But I was like, oh, let me like scope it out. Cause like, I didn't even know where it was. I was like, I've been at this gym for how long? I don't even know how to get to the pool. Like what hallway do I take? And then I realized it's like through the locker rooms, but yeah, it's temporarily closed, which is super annoying. So I don't know if that's going to be like a permanent thing or not. But I feel like I'm not really in my lifting era right now. So I'm thinking of just like forgetting the gym membership. Like I haven't really been going that much. I've been doing a lot of yoga. I've been doing like at-home workouts, and I feel like it's kind of just like, I don't know. I feel like it's like aligning with me a little bit more. I don't know if it's like a myth that like HIIT workouts are like bad for cortisol or like bad for certain things. But like since possibly being diagnosed with endometriosis, I'm like trying to take into account like what workouts are going to be more like healing for me, while also working on like strengthening and, you feel me, without like creating too much inflammation, if that makes sense. So I don't know if that's like a myth or not, but I know that I need to avoid inflammation at all costs. So like system wide, like obviously fitness is good for endometriosis, so I need to like stay active, but I'm like, what is actually gonna like make me feel better? What kind of movement is actually gonna like not make the pain worse? So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I don't know if that pool is like closed for like a month longer. I'm just gonna be like, okay, bye membership. I can just go to like another pool. There's literally pools. I could literally go to the ocean if I really wanted to. So anyway, I was just super annoyed. I was like, right when I was gonna start swimming, you close it. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh, my vocal coach, my gem of a vocal coach, Greg. I've studied with Greg since I was maybe 7 or 8. This man put me on to the extension, the Chrome extension of a lifetime. If you are a singer, if you are a music educator, if you're a musician in any way, shape, or form, okay, and you do not already have Chrome, get Chrome, okay, because you have to have Chrome for this extension. Download the Transpose Chrome extension, okay? It's like a little yellow icon with like black arrows, I think, from what I remember. Literally like, and I can't believe I never thought to like look for something like this before, because like of course that exists, you know, but I just never thought about it. Anytime I worked with students and like the key of the song didn't work for them, like I'm not gonna lie, I will download YouTube like to MP3 files. Allegedly, I will do this for my students, and then I will import them into Logic as an audio file, and I will transpose it in Logic, which is like not really that hard to do. It's like takes like a minute or two, you know? But this extension literally just like saves the need for me to do that. I mean, actually, I guess I still technically need to do that, because if I have to send the transposed instrumental to a student, then I'm gonna have to export it anyway. But regardless, this extension I don't think you can export from, which like makes sense, because that would be like crazy if you could do that. So essentially this extension listens to any audio in your individual Chrome tab, and you can click on this extension and transpose it by semitones up or down. So like when I'm working with students trying to find an appropriate key for the song, if I don't have the time or like the mental capacity at the moment to like find the chart, learn it by, quickly figure it out by ear, like if I just don't have like the time in the lesson to learn the song by ear and then transpose it, I can literally just like have the song on YouTube, use this tool, and we can like try out the song in different keys, especially if the student is like still learning the song like melodically and they need to still sing with the actual record. You can literally, and it just does it automatically. And then the output audio is transposed. It's literally insane and life-changing. And we found it because I wanted to study this Jose Jose song. And I can sing it in the original key, but there are just some parts that are like a tad bit low. And I'm like, it's kind of a like song that I want to be able to like milk and possibly record and perform or post cover of. I would rather it be more in like a sweet spot for me as a girl, as a woman. So wanted to bump it up a little bit. So we were kind of tinkering out, just playing with like the first few chords that we could hear in the arrangement to see like what it would sound like based on ear. And then he told me about this extension and I was like, what? So I downloaded it quickly. And then, oh my God, I just couldn't believe how helpful it was. So it's helping me with that song so I can learn it in a different key while I'm still learning the melody. Because the melody I'm not like 100% familiar with yet. Because there's a lot of intricacies and like the timing is very like specific, and I'm trying to like time out his breaths and stuff like that. It's called Como Fue. And the song is just like, oh, it's so good. So it's helping me learn the song. So period. So thank you, Transpose Chrome extension. I just wanted to shout that out because it's come in handy like a lot for me. So if anybody out there's a musician or an educator or whatever, download it, and low-key, I bet you will come across like a lot of situations in which you would want to use it. So it's just a time saver. Okay, this is my formal apology. I don't know how many episodes it was, but I was kind of like a little bit of a hater. I did talk about like beauty and makeup and stuff, and I was very confident in my stance of being anti-blush. Okay. As you can probably tell right now, and maybe like the last episode or two, I am wearing blush, okay? It's very demure. I do not have blush blindness. That is one thing I will never have, okay? But it's so funny. I have this like tiny palette, and it's like an Ulta Beauty palette. It's like, I think I like purchased certain things and it was like a gift. So it was like this makeup bag with like an eyeshadow palette that had a blush and a highlighter, a mascara, like an eyebrow gel, just like random things in it, okay? And this palette I like don't use very often. There's actually like a cream colored tone that if I am like feeling like my skin is a little bit dry and I don't want to use setting powder under the eye, I will just take like a small brush and use that cream tone and set like just under my eye right here to prevent creasing, okay? And it works really well and doesn't look cakey or anything like that. So and I've used the highlighter in that palette. It's like a kind of peachy, pinky, light, really light highlighter, which I think is pretty. I'm also wearing that today. But it's like very subtle. I don't really like anything. I realize that like the high contrast stuff just like doesn't work for me. Like I need it to kind of melt in, look more natural. That's just like my preference. But that palette, other than that, I don't really use it because the colors of eyeshadow are like kind of awkward. There's like a dark gray, then there's like an icy blue, like glittery icy blue. Then there's like a shimmery like like Barbie pink, and then there's like a light matte baby pink. And then there's like, I don't even know what the other colors. I think there's like a burgundy type color, like kind of similar to my lip shade right now. But the colors are just random. So like I don't really use them because I have like a lot of palettes that like have a lot of colors. So I'm just like, and I feel like the formulas are better. So I'm always reaching for that. So essentially I have this blush that I guess would be like considered like a pinky red, kind of like a mid-toned pinky red. I don't really know how else to describe it. That's the only blush that I own, and every time I wore it, I just felt like it looked horrible on my skin tone. It was always too dark. It never really blended well, and I just like refused to wear blush because I just hated the way it looked on my skin. And then I was opening that palette one day to use the cream shade, and I looked at the baby pink, and I was like, I've seen people use like Rare Beauty and like Juvia's Place, like they have like baby pink, like really light baby pink shades like that. And they look so like cute and dainty on people. And I'm like, I wonder if I could like pull that off. Like, let me try. So I took my blush brush and I put a little bit on, and it was just super light, buildable, and light enough that like if I put like only a little bit, like if I put too much, it's like easy to like cover up because it's not super pigmented. And I'm just like, well, then what am I going to do when I run out of this? Am I going to be able to find a blush that's like similar? I think I will be able to. I don't want liquid blush. I'd like blush. I would prefer like a powder brush, but I'm not, and I'm just like, what am I going to do when this runs out? It's an eyeshadow and I'm obsessed with it. Like so I'm on the hunt, I guess. All this to say, I'm formally on the hunt for a baby pink powder blush. I actually prefer powder, I think, to liquid. In my opinion, that's just my preference. So if anybody has recommendations for like a pure light baby pink, let me know. Also, like, I want to try some like new foundations, but like, do foundations like give samples anymore? Is that like a thing? I don't really want to go into like Sephora and Ulta and like have to sample a bunch of stuff like on my face. Can you get like sample size packets of like one use of foundation? Is that even a thing? Because I would like to try like a few different ones that are like really popular, but I actually really like the one I have. I just feel like it doesn't work for long wear. In the short term, it looks really nice, but long wear, it like looks not good. So I don't know. Long story short, if you have any baby pink blush recommendations, hit my line. I want something very light and like not pigmented at all is actually my preference. Do not throw anything to me that's like known for pigment, please. Actually, give me something that's like lacking pigment, that like people complain is not pigmented enough. That's what I'm looking for. So, and then, yeah, if anybody has any tea on like foundation samples, like how to get a sample of a foundation, if that's even a thing. I mean, I could just Google it, but I'm like, I don't even know. I feel like that's like not a thing. I've like never heard people talk about that. Or maybe it's like not anymore. Or maybe it is. I'm just talking about my ass. Anyway, okay, last segment. Okay, last segment on the pod. I literally have been saying for years, I never learned how to play chess. And I've been saying for years, I want to learn chess. My boyfriend's like, I'll teach you chess, you know. Just never happens. I've never had the time. I've never like taken the time, you know. I've never cared enough to take the time to learn chess, okay? Duolingo. I use Duolingo for Arabic and Spanish. So like I have Duolingo like plus. Is that Super Duolingo? I have Super Duolingo. I pay for it because I'm like, I use it a lot and it comes in handy for me. Just one of my little luxuries in life, because I'm trying to get better with my Spanish and I'm trying to learn Arabic from scratch, baby, from scratch. And they just added chess. So now I'm learning how to play chess, period. Oh my God, Queen's Gambit, here I come. I literally, and I'm already confused. I will not lie. I'm like one unit in and I'm like, wait, what's this part called? What's this piece called again? Wait, how does the rook move? Like, how does the queen move? Like, girl, I'm already confused. So I don't know how y'all do it. I wish I would have learned when I was young, because I feel like if you learn when you're young, you're like more of a sponge. You can like soak it up better. But yeah. So anyway, I'm going to be like professional chess player in like no time actually. So Queen's Gambit, watch out. Like literally watch out. Like watch your back, girl. I'm coming for you. Speaking of languages, the English language is like so weird. And like, I don't know if anybody out there that's a native English speaker, like you ever like say something so much that it like starts to not sound like real. Like it starts to sound like a foreign language, like you don't understand it. And something that I like fixated on the other night, I like don't even know why, but like, why do we say during the day, but then we don't say during the night? Like, you never hear people say, oh, like during the day I did this, or during the night. People always say at night, but never say at day. During the day, during the night. That just like sounds wrong. At day, at night. At day just sounds wrong. What is that? Is there like a linguistic reason? If anybody watching knows the answer, please tell me if there's like a linguistic reason. If it's like the D versus the N or something. They're both one syllable. So I'm like, what is it? Is it the vowel A, I? Like, what's happening there? Who decided? I might just start saying at day. I mean, people say at dawn, but that's not the same thing as like at like the daytime. Like, I'm not talking about dawn. And then during the night. I mean, during the night doesn't sound as weird, but at night just sounds better. Anyway, I'm gonna go have like a little crisis about my native language now. Okay, period. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. I was just gabbing, shooting the shit. I hope you enjoyed it and have a wonderful week and a fun weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you next week. Bye.